Hello, welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, rumours, links, noise, murmurings, incomings and outgoings. To be fair, I've made that little intro up and I've used it every single time and I never miss with the murmurings and all that business. So I don't know, it just comes in my head, guys, and I'll just go with it. I don't plan to come on and say it, but that's the intro, and that's what you're getting. So that's what you're getting on Transfer Hub. So if you are loving Transfer Hub, Up the Villa, make sure you are subscribing. Let's have a like target because literally every single like target on the transfer episodes gets smashed. So let's go 800 and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Monchi has been very, very busy over the course of the weekend. We know he's been watching Enquires and he's also been watching Sevilla. Now, everyone on social media was sort of going, who's he watching? Like, why is he watching there? But not only was Monchi there, Vidagani was there as well. So it was either a bender weekend for the lads or they were actually scouting some players. Now, the big rumour that's come out today is Loïc Bade is linked with a move to Aston Villa, who plays for Sevilla. So let's have a look at the rumour, and then we'll have a little look at where we've been digging a little bit. We've been digging to source some information. So we'll go with it. We'll have a good little look at it. So we have got Loïc Tanzi. So, you know, he must like Loïc Bade, got the same name. And he's reported that Aston Villa inquires about Seville defender Loïc Bade. And what we can see here, the lads at the weekend are watching Seville. So we've got Monchi on the left, we've got Vidagani, and we've got Jesus Navas as well. So interesting developments over the course of the day that those two were there watching Badé. So I think that one is interesting within itself. I think Loïc Bade is a really good defender, very athletic. He's got a really good sort of athleticism about him. His speed is very good, but his defending is something that I think would be high on Aston Villa's list. His interceptions, his reading of the game, his tackling ability, and he can also step out and dribble with the ball as well. And he can also play with the ball at his feet as well. So all big key characteristics in what Aston Villa will want from a defender. He can play right-sided centre-half, left-sided centre-half, or potentially could be moulded into a right-sided defensive-minded player that could play at right back as well. His dribbling ability, like I've already mentioned, is very good. So Emery could coach and work him into a position that he might not play week in, week out. So let's go to SofaScore then. Let's have a real look and breakdown of his key numbers, what he's been doing, etc. And then we'll get into some other things as well while we're going along the way. So Loïc Bade, 24 years of age. So his age is pretty good. Market value of 24 million euros. His strengths are his positioning, his tackling, and his ground duels. Weakness is his discipline. But do you know what? I'll read into that slightly. If he's got a bit about him, I don't mind that because I think this Villa team lack a bit of. We've got Duran. You know, Duran, we know what Duran's like, but we lack a bit of someone in there as well that'll just stick his body on the line and just put himself about a little bit, or just sometimes just leave someone on someone. Like, we really lack that. And if we can sign a player that could bring a little bit of steel to us, then I think it would be a massive asset to Aston Villa. So obviously discipline, we don't want to see him getting sent off week in, week out. But I think a lot of you will resonate with what I'm saying, that we are a bit nice. We're a nice team to play against. Like if I look in the Premier League, I think, who are some teams that aren't nice to play against? Newcastle, Jolinton will always leave some on you. Everton, big lads, Tarkowski, Braithwaite, etc. You got Beto, Calvert-Lewin, those type of players, Decore, tough players. So those type of players, I think we really lack in this Villa side at times. So I'll get back to it then. Right, so we have got his defensive rating on SofaScore at 87, which is absolutely huge. We can see so far this season, he's got a SofaScore rating of 6.93, which is just below the 7 mark that I like. We can see from the heat map that he's predominantly right-sided, predominantly a right-sided centre-half. But I do think he could play as a right back, but he would have to be moulded into that position. We can see this season that he's played 15 games, started 14, averaging 85 minutes per 90. We can see that he has scored no goals and he's got 1 assist. Now, this is where we start to get into some of the real nitty-gritty within the numbers of Loïc Bade. So we've got accuracy per game, 86%. In his own half, 93%. Opposition half, 66%. Chipped passes, we've got 62%. Clean sheets, 5. Interceptions per game, 1. Tackles per game, 2.0. Ball recoveries per game, 4.4. Clearances per game, 3.9. And then another big attribute, which is huge. 82% successful dribbles, 65% total duels, 63% ground duels, and 69% aerial duels. That is absolutely, those numbers there are absolutely huge. And it tells you everything you need to know about this player, that he can defend. So we've got some other key numbers here, which I just want to touch on. So we've got the 2.44 tackles per 90. We've got 4.21 clearances and aerials 2.35 per 90. We have got as well successful take-ons 0.59, progressive passes 2.11, and passes attempted per 90 at 58.11. So if we have a little look at where he's been, etc., during his career. So he has got France under 21, 6 appearances, and we've got the national side. Looks like we've got 6. Have we got 6 appearances there? Or have we got no appearances? That's a little bit vague on his national game. So we've got that he was at Le Havre, Lens, Rennes, been at Forest, and then been at Rennes, and then went to Seville. So he went to Seville for 12 million euros. So his market value is at 25 million. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. It does seem like we are interested in this player. I have been watched at the weekend. We know that is factual. So that's interesting. I think where I'm probably at now in the window, what day are we on? We're on day 13, so halfway through. All of the rumours are players in which will benefit Aston Villa in the key positions that we need to look at. There's only been one player, a young player, really, that has been linked to looks like, well, there's 2. There's the defender, the Turkish defender, and there's Tidium Gomes. So 2 players for the future look like they're going to be coming in. Everybody else is a player that would probably fall straight into the first team match day squad, which is really good. This is the area of the window where we start to get a bit of squeaky bum time with fans commenting saying, we need to just sign players now. We need to get them in. We need to just pay what clubs want, blah, blah, blah. This is the important part now. I believe, my opinion, that a lot of the groundwork and a lot of these players that we're looking for has now been done. And we are now about to start embarking on enticing the players to come. Bids have got in. And it's sort of the negotiation phase of a window. I think you've got to hold your nerve in a transfer window. We all want transfers to be done on the 1st of Jan. Everybody's in. Blah, blah, blah. We don't sign no more players then because everybody's in. But it don't work like that. A lot of them are probably going to come in probably late on in this week or start next week or late on in next week because you go through the negotiation setup, don't you? Look at the Marlon one. Do I think Marlon will get done? I do think it'll get done, because what's happened is you're going with a pretty low bid, finding out about the player, talking to the player, personal terms agreed, and then you start negotiating with the club. You put your first bid in, probably quite low. They go, no, we want this. We put another little low, cheeky one, and then we go in with another one. And then that next one is pretty much not far off what that club wants. So I don't think we're that far off what Dortmund want for Marlon. And we were at that testing the water phase there. We've put a bid in. You either accept it or you don't. If we wait and wait and wait, they might accept it because it's gone late on. They've had no other bids. They need to sign players as well, and they might accept it. If not, we probably go on one with a late one and we get the player. So I think this part of the window is all about holding your nerve, and for us to try and get the best deal at what we can. So, I think there's been a lot of sounding out of players. There's probably a lot of behind the scenes negotiations, and it's just about waiting and biding our time to get the players that we want. So I think it's interesting. I think we are obviously looking for defenders. Pretty much most players that we've been linked with are defenders. I think that's the area that we need to really look to improve on for the structure of the Villa side. So I would say now is just hold your nerve. The players will come in. We've been linked with enough players, and I think you can all see the players and the positions that we're linked with. So it's an exciting one. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. Comment your thoughts. Smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel. Up the video. And we do have the Everton match preview out today. I think I've scheduled it for about 3 o'clock. It's me, Ryan, and Justin. It's quite a lot. That's quite a big episode, 40-minute. So lot to get your teeth into. Just enjoy it, and up the Villa.